Okay, on lesson 5, you get the sidewalk patterns. This first page is there just for you guys to notice. If you were in class, I would have you shade this in, but you're not. Well, if you're not, then all you have to do is kind of draw it out on a piece of paper. So, if you notice pattern 1, it has 1 by 1 in each corner, and then it goes up to 2 by 2 and a 3 by 3, right? So then the next pattern would be a 4 by 4, right? So on a piece of paper, you can just draw out 4 by 4, right? Because you're going to have a 4 by 4 in the corner, okay? All right, then in the middle, I'm going from a 3 by 3 to a 5 by 5 to a 7 by 7, and then I go to a 9 by 9. So you can just draw out and write 9 by 9, right? Okay, and then you'd have your 4 by 4 here, and your 4 by 4 here, and your 4 by 4 here. Now, those of you who are in class, when you draw it out, if you're doing it on the paper, it's not going to fill in the whole grid. Don't do a 4 by 4 here, a 4 by 4 here, and a 4 by 4 here, and a 4 by 4 here, because then your middle one is going to be bigger than a 9 by 9, and your numbers are going to be wrong. Okay, so don't just go 4 by 4 and then count over 9 and then do another 4 by 4 and then drop down 9 and do a 4 by 4 and a 4 by 4, okay? There's going to be some unused boxes along the bottom and one of the sides, okay? So don't fill it in all the way, okay? So that would mean 16 in each corner, right? 16, 16, 16, and then 81 here, right? So keep that in mind. Now, all you're having to do is go to that next page and you're going to fill in the number of white blocks for pattern 3 and 4, number of gray blocks for 2, 3, and 4, and then total number of blocks for 2, 3, and 4. Okay? All right, you're going to notice hopefully a pattern. This will cue you off on number 3. 25 equals 5 squared. 81 equals, hopefully you know, is 9 squared. 169 is 13 squared. And 17 squared is 289. So I'm going from 5 to 9 to 13 to 17. Keep that in mind when you're looking at that. So how many blocks will pattern 5 need? How many blocks will pattern N need? That's the hardest question that's on the whole page, okay? And I want you to try your best. If you can't figure it out, watch. I will be posting a video later on that, okay? If you know the total number of blocks in a pattern, you can work out the number of white blocks in it. Explain how you can do this. Look back up here at your numbers. You'll notice something about the white versus the gray. All right. And then pattern 6 has a total of 625 blocks. How many white and gray? Well, once you figure out the pattern, here in 4A, you can answer 4B. Okay? All right, back to it. Task number 9, expression pairs, equivalent or not. All you're doing is deciding if this expression is equivalent to this expression. Sometimes people like to simplify and see if they're the same. Some people like to plug in numbers. It doesn't matter to me right now. I want you to get comfortable with it, okay? And go through yes, no, whatever you think, all the way down, okay? And then I will be sharing the answers and the reasons in a later video. Okay, and then task number 10, kitchen floor tiles. This is kind of like the one we just did earlier with the pool, the tiles around the pool. You're going to look for a pattern. If you notice here, you start off with 4 in the middle, and they do 4 and 4 and 1 on each end. Okay, then they make this longer in the middle and add 4 and 4 here, and then that changes the number around the outside and so on, okay? And then Fred writes the expression 4 times b minus 1 plus 10 for the number of tiles in each border, where b is a border number, b is greater than or equal to 1. Explain why Fred's expression is correct. So see if you can figure out why that's correct. And then Emma, she wants to start with 5 tiles in a row. She reasons Fred started with 4 tiles and the expression was 4b minus 1 plus 10. So if I start with 5 tiles, the expression will be 5 times b minus 1 plus 10. Is Emma's statement correct? Explain your reasoning. So once you figure out Fred's reasoning, that'll help you answer Emma's reasoning. If Emma starts with a row of n tiles, what should the expression be? Okay, so I'm going to tell you now, her expression is not going to work. Okay, so you're going to have to figure out what hers really is going to be.